Okay then, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel for episode 5 of our livery workshop series. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, so looking forward to get back into it. Apologies again for the lack of any kind of schedule. That's just how life is for me right now. Nice of you to be joining along. We've already got a few people in the live chat and we haven't even got to the design studio yet. So, as the title will suggest, we are going to be having a look at super hybrids for this particular episode. Now, super hybrids is a category of car which very few, if anyone, actually races, which is a vast shame. Hopefully going to be changing that a bit with future NES content, we'll have to see. And essentially what it is GT3 spec cars, or, well, technically GT3 concept spec cars, but equipped with a hybrid system. So it's a very interesting combination. The tuning is quite limited on these cars, naturally, even without prohibiting it. There are two particular cars. There's this Toyota, which you've been seeing through the intro, and I'm going to be designing the livery for the Lexus. So of course, Toyota Lexus group, I mean the only two that have actually made these cars, both of them Vision Gran Turismos, and both very evenly matched that we've actually seen in some NES racing in the past. But of course, with them being concept cars, they can be quite difficult to design liveries for. And that is exactly why I am here today. As you can see, some of the lines perhaps a little bit tricky to work with, but we'll be sure to do our best. I was due to making a new one of these anyway at some point, but this is a fantastic opportunity to do such. So, of course, let's get started with our bases. Probably gonna do either a classic Nukeshot Motorsport livery or perhaps some kind of an art car. We'll have to see as it develops. Normally best to just establish a basic color palette, so I'll just quickly do that. Okay, that's the green. There's the yellow, and there's the orange, and finally there's the blue. And now we have all of these in our palette to use whenever we choose. King Roberto in chat wanting to do the art car livery. That is a fantastic idea. I think we'll probably end up doing that. So again, still going to be a Nukeshot themed one. I don't actually think I've done a proper green Nukeshot Motorsport livery before on the channel, so this could be interesting. What was this option? Do I forget? Ah, okay, these sort of lines. Is there anything on the back that it does? No. You can sort of see how that acts on this particular car. We'll probably go for that. It's semi-subtle. Generally what I tend to do for these. Make this pearlescent, gives that little bit extra detail to it. And yes, hello to John Wandering, and of course Dredgen in chat as well. Nice of you to be tagging along with me. First of all then, let's get some of this stuff sorted. So, racing number. I will be using a custom number board, and for that reason I'm going to do the little trick that allows the above car graphics and replays and such to register my racing number. So number 9 it is. Racing banners, we have the option of the Lexus one there as the normal. Now the Toyota does have a Toyota one for the normal as well, so it isn't just the standard Gran Turismo ones, but I do think I'm going to be using this Gran Turismo one here as well. There is the white one as well. It sort of merges a bit with the bonnet rather, the roof. So I'm going to be doing that. And of course, with the driver names, you want it to be the opposite colour to the sort of base, so it shows the name properly. Like, who can read that? Maybe at a certain angle like there, but yeah, you want it to be as visible as possible, or perhaps go for a custom one of those as well. I do have that capability in my decal repertoire. Word of the day. Light covers can't be changed on these, of course, they are concept cars. And I believe the wheels are the same, however you can choose to paint these if you wish. However, I'm liking that sort of black carbon thing that's stock. But we can see what there is. Normally I go for a liquid metallic on these, but I don't think it's going to work quite as well as it does on some others. Not particularly. So we're going to keep those stock. Hello to Mika in chat, calling me a peasant instantly. Of course. Okay then, so here is our Super Hybrid Lexus as we're about to get started on the decals. Again, a small little feature that I never really use myself, but can be of use to some people. There is the option to change the decal texture between gloss, semi-gloss, matte and powder. Can make some interesting texture adjustments like that. Generally what you want to start with is your mandatory decals, so when you're designing the base for the livery, everything lines up, nothing gets in the way. So I'm thinking a number board. As I go into the NES files. Here it is. This is the current Nukeshot Endurance Series Super Hybrid number board. Now I believe it is going to get an update at some point once the Sim Racing Federation logo is made, so shout out to Martin for that one. Now we could keep it this way up, or we could tilt it slightly so it lines up with this bottom line here. Again, normally best to keep things lined up with other lines to keep things looking nice. Here you sort of see how it looks, quite like that. It's gonna be interesting working with this sort of turquoisey teal. So we make that a reasonable size, make it nice and visible. And then we're probably going to do the same on the bonnet. So for this, align with camera with the projection method. Tilt this round. Get this lined up as we like. And it will automatically change it to this sort of angle. So how's that looking for size compared to the side of it? Smidge bigger. There we go. And now if we duplicate this, go into replace, find the number, and this will be perfectly lined up on either side. All about fine adjustments. I think that is fine. maybe a bit smaller. Yeah. We will do the same trick for these because they're slightly tilted. So just gonna reverse that one. It should, yep, come out the same angle. You have to be very careful with this sort of stuff, very meticulous. Another word of the day. Trying to get it. Because even though the decal is tilted, the vertical axis still remains the same, so it can go to one side once you move it up or down. How does that compare to that? I think a bit smaller again. That will do nicely. Flip that over. Again, make sure that you don't do this one, the flip, when you're doing numbers, because it'll do that. You'll have a backwards 9. Simple trick. Now, what else do we have here? We have what appears to be some kind of a tow cable. So, again, starting off with the mandatory decals. We'll go into the purchased items here. Go for this. Have an arrow pointing in that direction. Just going to move that a little bit this way. Out there. And no, I don't have a dictionary on hand for the stream, sorry. It is freestyle rap today. We're gonna have another one of those here. I never script anything I do. Let alone get a dictionary. Now I'm thinking of the way I might be doing this. I'm gonna move this over here slightly. Make space for potential logo or something in that area. Again, gotta compare that to this for size, so there we go. And generally speaking, you'd have to do a bit of research with cars and such for this, but normally speaking anyway, there's a kill switch and a fire extinguisher logo around here. Again, can vary between car and other cars, so this being a concept car, it doesn't have it. However, gonna add these anyway just as a nice little extra detail. There we go. Here is the start of it then. I believe that's all the mandatory stuff done. Kill switch engage. Big up to Burnout series. I think it was Burnout Dominator had one of their songs. Okay then. Again, gonna move on to something generally quite basic. Set up this sort of a black border thing here. It's about lining it up with this sort of line here, but by the way it's done, I might need to get a bit of an angle on this. So we're going to try this little trick to try and get around some of the seams. Messing around with the projection method. Now when it starts doing that, you need to just increase the depth limit a bit, and it should stop doing that. And there you see, it lines up pretty well. There's a little bit extra there. It is hidden, but I will be getting to that as well. I'm looking at this line here for this vent. So because of that, I'm probably going to line up to this bit here as opposed to up to the door. So we're going to try this. No, that seems okay. I'm going to adjust angle limit to 10 just in case it's a bit out of alignment. All about the details and the patience. It does require a lot of patience to get this sort of stuff right, especially when you're working with these kind of angles. Okay, that doesn't clash onto that sort of sill bit there. No, it seems to be fine. Increase that to 10 again just to make sure it gets around the edges. Okay. Where you should add them onto the L750 hybrid, I'd assume roughly the same place, like on the bonnet. I'd have to actually see said L750 hybrid in the livery editor to properly say. Again, with it being a concept car, it might not have it stock. And because this sort of bit curves up, I'm going to be utilising that. Well, again, just maintaining a little bit of that white ledge. Okay, I'm trying to get this just about right out there. Ah, okay, I see what that's done. So part of that decal has gone through. I'll fix that in a short while. Okay, so it'd be this, I think, that's responsible for that. Yep, you can just about see when it flashes, that is the fault. And you can sort of see the angle limit. Then again, it is being a bit awkward, isn't it? This is a bit of a pain. However, these are the things that one has to deal with. So we're going to delete those and we're going to try again. I think if we do it at this sort of an angle, the chances of that should be lessened. So let's try again. Hood, bonnet, same thing. Although that is the American term, isn't it? Hood. And yeah, you see how I can get this decal now all the way back to where it sort of was, and it doesn't bleed through to the other side. So again, it's just about experimenting with those sort of angles. And again, I've got to line up this sort of bit to be just perfect. That seems to be just about right. Gonna adjust this. Ah, here's a good example of it. Look at the very bottom of here. It might be difficult to tell because of the stream quality, but there's a slight white edge towards the very bottom of the sill at the just down there, and as I increase this you can see it entirely gets blacked out, gets covered over. So that is a useful tip. Now just notice there's a little bit over there that needs covering towards the back, so I'll do that and then realign this. Okay, that to about there. Move this along, angle adjust. Oh, getting close, very, very close. Okay, and add that just a little bit. Okay. So that has fixed that. Now I think there was a slight issue with this one as well, bleeding through. Yes. So I'm gonna have to work on that again. Try it from this sort of angle perhaps. Oh. Come on, there we go. This could use a little bit of change in angle, I think. Just to try and get that line a little bit straighter. Perhaps about there. Give it a try. It's still not working quite as nicely as I'd like. It's this sort of section up here that you can sort of see the line. No, I don't have PlayStation VR, but I'm too poor for that. But it would be a cool thing. I don't know, it'd probably not work for this sort of thing anyway, but I've never actually tried VR. I think my dad was on about potentially getting it for one of his games, but that's not happened as of yet. Okay, so I'm gonna work up here again. See if we can get that lined up nicely. There we go. Because of the way that you're sort of working on different angles, even the square decal lines do curve a little bit. So, speaking of curves, here's my favorite curve tool again. So we're going to try our best to get this to line up. It's going to be a bit difficult, I think, from this, unless we sort of deliberately make it curve around the wheel arch a bit more until it goes back down. That could work quite nicely. Something like that. What's that? A bit more vertical, bit more squished. Gonna have to smoothen that out a bit, but that can work for now. Make sure the angle limit's increased again, just so it gets to the inside bit of the wheel arch. Okay, working on a smaller section again. Well, perhaps I should just... I have an idea. I can just make this a circle and then put it around here. Yep. There you also see that sort of edge bit again. So, oh wait, no, the angle limit's already up, so that doesn't look like it can be changed. Nevertheless, that's there now. Now for this corner bit, you can see it sort of doesn't follow that line. So again, going to use my favourite curve tool. I'd really recommend this one because it's chunky enough so that it can fill a lot of the sort of area below the curve as well, so it's quite a nice one to work with, I've found. Gonna do that, make sure it doesn't bleed through. It is bleeding through, as it would, so we'd adjust that to, okay, so 9 it bleeds through still, and 10 it disappears completely. And this, it's sort of the same issue again. A very useful tip with working with awkward lines on cars is change your camera projection, or decal projection rather. That way you can stop decals bleeding through to other sections that you don't want. That curve done nicely, and oh, it still is slightly. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. No, perhaps this? No, okay. So it's gonna have to be at a sharper angle than it was before, just to make sure. I'm thinking about there possibly. Curve tool. Oh. Okay, also when you use the curve tool you don't want those sort of corner bits to stick out, so you need to make sure it's flat enough so it still works but still captures that sort of edge bit. So that doesn't bleed through at all, that's quite nice. So we'll do that, and that is this sort of black side skirt bit done. So perhaps we could do something chin splitter-esque on the front. Oh, wait, hold on. Again, need to adjust this slightly. Do that, and then lower this down. Oh, yep, gotta be very careful with some of these. Again, we'll work around some of the edges in a bit, just getting the basic bit done first. Okay. Okay, and that was already set, so I don't need to duplicate that on the other side. Instead, what we can do is another use of the curve tool. Hello Splurge in the chat, nice of you to be joining me for, again, another episode of Livery Workshop featuring Super Hybrid, Lexus in this case. I'm going to try my best to get this sort of bit lined up. Hope that some of this is a nice insight to some people that perhaps do have a bit of difficulty with some of the tools that you can use in the Gran Turismo Sport livery editor. I don't claim to be an expert, I just claim to be someone that vaguely knows what he's doing. Okay, gonna adjust this a bit. Okay, a bit of width, and okay, that's disappearing slightly. Adjust depth limit to that, and it reappears. be an issue. Again, it's bleeding. Oh! Nothing to see there. What I might try for this, again, we'll give it a bit more of a curve to the lines of the car bit in a sec, but I'll try using this sort of what's the term for it again? Right angle triangle, and see how we go with that. Oh, that is lining up very nicely, and it isn't bleeding through to any other surface, I think. No. Again, make it go around the wheel arch. And yeah, projection area is a very, very useful tool for this sort of thing, getting around angles. It's how I was able to sort of preserve the candy red metallic on the Chip Ganassi livery that I made, which everyone has probably got fed up of me talking about. But yeah, that's how I managed to do that, because a lot of them, the decals would bleed through. That sort of bit where it goes underneath, sort of the body-shaped wing. Sort of, I'm not sure what you would particularly call it. Ah, okay. I've got another situation where this one needs adjusting. We'll try about here, I think. Curve tool again. Gonna flip this horizontally again and spin it around, simply because the curve tool I use this side is a bit larger on that end than the other, so it means I can not waste another decal just getting that bit round. Okay, so I think I need to be adjusting another decal to get this to work properly, but that bit, it doesn't bleed through. That is nice. I don't think we need to do angle limit on this one, no, because it doesn't go near a wheel arch. Right, was it this? No, I think it may have been this. Yes, okay, that's the one that I need to change. We'll see what we can work with this angle, but actually that may have just done it up. Line both of these up. OCD is a very useful trait to have with this sort of thing. And there we go. Gives it a slightly different look. Actually, we'll go to the back, because we could be doing something about this sort of diffuser cover area. Something along these lines. Although again, it might be better if it doesn't go onto that little bit. Or actually, what I've just sort of done with this bit, difficult to say. I think I will just try this section again. Perhaps this square, because it's going to be smaller, so the rounded bits need to be a bit more pronounced. Okay, we'll go with that. Again, when you're working around sort of lips and stuff like that, then you need to use that edge tool thing so it fits nicely. So again, it looks like this. No, it's not to do with that, it's to do with... okay, that's to do with the projection method, so that needs to be a different one. I think I might try it from this angle, sort of straighten that bit out as well. We'll see how this goes. This underneath bit's going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? I can deal with that. I will make an adjustment, makes that fit a bit better. Just something perhaps like that. Nice and lined up. Again, it's an edge. Slight adjustments again. Is that how I want it? Do I want that kind of a sharp edge? Oh, did this bit not get duplicated to the other side? Oh no, it did. It didn't. Oh no, it's just because that was a centre bit. Just counting them a little bit wrong. I'm gonna change this to the slightly curved one, I think, just so it looks a little bit less sharp, nice and a bit smoother. And that means we can delete that. There we go. That's starting to look decent enough. Now I'm thinking I might do something similar for the roof, where we sort of use this line here. Need to get it as straight as we can on the angle, because this way it's too curved one way, this way the other, so finding the right angle where it's as straight as possible so we can use another square. My favourite curve tool again, and I use it for literally everything. It's shape 01-102. I'll find it for you again here if you want. Scroll down, it is this one. And hello Rotary, nice of you to be joining us. Okay, hope that is enough time for you to register with your very small brain. No, I'm joking. Now because we're going to probably make the roof black, we're going to have to change the name decal thing to have a white background again. So we're going to do that again and adjust that by 2. But yeah, line this up dead on perfect. Come on. Firmly grasp it. There we go. Flip that on the other side. Gonna go to the roof and I'm going to try and do something with this curve from the back here. Try my best to do something anyway. Okay, I think that for a start. And a bit of a straight edge for part of it. Okay, this bit will need a slightly different angle. We can afford to do that because it's not a centered one. About there, perhaps. Okay, do that on the other side, go to the roof, and one of the simplest things so far is generally put a large square on top. Now because of the way it's sort of angled, I'll sort of show you, we don't want it over here, so going to be adjusting and skewing it a little bit in an attempt to make it fit a bit better. And I think that might be it. Is it? I'm gonna do that before we do this. And there is a slight bit there, however I do have an idea for that now. Might as well get to it. Go to the front cam, do this, do that. And then perhaps do something along these lines. More vertical. Oh. This one's a bit tricky because it's got these sort of other thills. Normally this works okay. Perhaps if I just do it to there. Although I just noticed that part of the Gran Turismo logo is covered, so... Oh, that's a bit awkward. I need to fix that first. I think. Oh wait, no, it was just the roof scoop getting in the way. Difficult to tell when it's dark like that because less visible. Well, we're gonna get back to what we were doing. Which I'm thinking perhaps if we make that a bit more vertical, the angles are slightly better for us, and although it probably isn't going to work because of it being a roof scoop. So you know what, we're going to abandon that idea. It's something I normally do on certain cars, but the roof scoop goes all the way to the front, or the top of the front window, so that's a bit difficult to do. Essentially just a custom banner thing up there. I know I did say I was going to change the driver name to be visible again. There it is. And now I think we have the base pretty much done. So we can work with this. So I said it was between a regular or an art car Nukeshot style livery, so I believe, was it King Roberto earlier mentioned he'd like to see an art car. I'll do my best with that. So let's think, what can we do? Let's see if anything in the patterns section inspires us. paint splatter styled one. That's an idea. I might go with that in a bit, but I've just saw in chat King Roboto suggesting we make the entire roof scoop white. Can do that. Doesn't necessarily have to be the pearlescent in this case, but it's difficult because it's pretty much the entire roof. Or a decent bit of it. It is difficult with certain cars. So we might end up having to make some adjustments to the way we do the roof. Okay. I'm gonna have to change that, I think. This bit, yeah, that gets in the way, so delete that. We're gonna have to modify this because we've got the angle, so don't delete it entirely. Just narrow it up. Perhaps use the skew tool again. Yeah, that worked quite well. Okay, and line this up. There we go. One step closer. So I'm thinking it might be even easier if we do something like this for this section. Make sure it doesn't go up one of those angles. Just see if we can maneuver this slightly. Okay, work on this section. Perhaps these, wait, no, hold on, where were they? Yeah, those can go, because it's a slightly new way of designing it. I'm thinking a shallow, sort of one of these, could possibly work, just for catching this edge properly. Although again, it's a little bit awkward because it's a bit spiky, so we're gonna delete that. Gonna try something else. Yeah, hi CJ, welcome back, or welcome rather to the stream. And yes, it's a fantastic number, but I did mention that there's a possibility of it being updated to include the SRF logo eventually, but as of right now that is the one that we have to work with. Okay, I've had another idea. We'll replace this, we'll go for a half circle and see what we can do with this, because if you skew it you can get quite a lot of nice angle use out of it. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's being awkward again. We might have to do this in 2 stages. Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it? Oh well. Oh, come on. Adjust how I say. Angle this. And the same over here, if we can. Come on, please. Is that? Yeah, that looks alright. And align with surface projection here, and then we go into this. So we move the camera to a better position. That is looking very much like one of these. Do the trick there. Indeed. Adjust that up just to be safe. Now we've just got this sort of section to do. So connecting these two, you get this spot on again. Come on. Very minor adjustments that you might not be able to quite see on stream. Okay, that is fine. And then it's just a case of space filling here, I think. Or actually, no, there is a little bit of an extra curve that we need to do. Just spotted that. So we adjust that again to about there, so it lines up a smidge better, and then we get the infamous curve tool. There isn't any green as of yet. Pixel Bam Studios. That's coming in a bit, don't worry. How else are we going to have aerodynamics? Oh, that lines up beautifully. Oh, I'm proud of that. Angle limit to 10. And there is your roof scoop. Oh wait, no, hold on, I just spotted there was that one bit that I didn't fill in yet. It should be simple enough. There we go. And the cool thing about doing that, rather than if you was going to do the white parts of the decals, is if you go to paint, it changes colour along with it. Now, that's a very nice method of doing this sort of thing. It allows you to use even like chromes and all sorts in areas that you might find a bit extra difficult. I believe it's masking is the term for that. The TSR guys do that quite a lot with their more recent livery. In fact, I think even the ones they did before, it was a similar sort of process. But yeah, that's all the masking part done. Now I think we can move on to something else. So I did have a paint splatter idea. We'll start off with this, I think. Just establish a nice base colour. There's your green. Angle limit up to 5, just because we're working at an angle. Now, again, we should probably move this layer to below everything else, just to be safe. Oh, it's being a bit awkward up there. Is that because it's... Yeah. I'll change this so it's at more of this sort of an angle. A bit more of a vertical edge to it. Where was it again? Here. And yeah, I was planning on using the green, the yellow, and the orange over the paint splatters. That's the plan so far, anyway. It won't just be green, that'd be a bit too basic for my liking. Just the angle limit. Nicely done. Duplicate on the other side. Now with this sort of design, you don't have to necessarily duplicate things so it's symmetrical on both sides. You can change it up a bit. I have had a slight idea. Do we keep the roof white or do we make it that sort of blue? I do have a habit of making the roof blue. A sort of darkish one. It could fit a little bit better with that, I'm not 100% sure. We'll go with it, I think. Remember, I'm going to try my best to stick to the traditional Nukeshot colour scheme of the colours that I've already got out. At least for this one. I have done other episodes of this before, this being episode 5 of course, where I have featured other designs. This is the first time I think I've used green on the channel, believe it or not. Well, first in this of these episodes anyway, in this series. We're gonna keep adjusting these. Again, what you could do is just, because you can sort of see it's 2 circles, then 2 triangles, 2 circles, 2 curve tools, 2 squares, you generally delete the second one, and that would eventually, if you do it for all of them, just leave you with one side of it all, and that's easier to copy. Then you just reduplicate again. We'll do it this way for now though, because I can't be bothered. Well, I say I can't be bothered, it's just simpler for me to do on stream, I guess. And then I think these are the final 2 bits. Yep. Although actually, looking back at this again, I am leaning towards it being black again now, so we will use that other method, I think, to redo this on. So this is all intentional, in order to just show you both methods. This was all part of the script that definitely exists. So we'll adjust that. Oh. Or actually, we're going to use this one as a marker. We'll make that white just so we can see it in the list of stuff, so we know where to get up to, because this is a square as well. There we go. This one, again, it just shows also as well how all the various tools that you have at your disposal mesh together quite nicely. Okay, now we can adjust this one, and we know this is the one that we need to flip reverse first, and then it's all the ones above in the list. Nice and simple enough. Again, it always helps to just experiment with different ideas, even if they didn't necessarily look as good as they might have in one's head. Wait, hold on a second. Oh yeah, it was that again. That's getting confused. But yeah, always good to try things, see how they work. Yeah, that looks a fair bit better. So we're going to get back to the paint splatters now, I think. So we have this one, and we've done that on the other side as well. Now, what we could do something a little bit offset, or a different one entirely. Just sort of combine these. This sort of design can be very abstract. Now, would I have that inside set like that, or... difficult to say. That's looking alright so far. Oh, it goes all the way up to here, but that's fine because of the way this design is going. So, again, we'll see what we can do. That's this one. We'll make it green just so we can see it for now. Might change that shortly. A bit larger, I think, and of course when it starts doing that, don't panic, we have that tool to fix it. That's what it's there for. Now I could make this bit orange. Actually no, I think orange will be like an accent colour. I tend to do that. Right. Yeah, that looks okay from the back. Actually, we can do something like this, just a bit lower. I'm thinking move this down, maybe this be the orange. It's looking very Force India now, isn't it? Like older Force India before the BWT sponsorship, anyway. Okay. Oh. Now, I'm thinking, because the useful thing here, the bonnet's all the way up here, it's this black section, so that means we can use part of the top bit in our design a lot easier without having to line stuff up. Lining stuff up with this particular concept can be a bit of a nightmare at times. I think this one could work up here. Try the blue for now, I might change my mind on that. I don't know, I'm not particularly liking that one. this. They're all looking a bit too sharp for some reason. I guess we could try this. Oh, actually, that about here could look quite interesting. Now, what do we do here, Chief? Orange doesn't fit. Green probably doesn't either. The yellow doesn't because it's already there, so I think the blue is probably our best option for this sort of area. Okay. I think we'll try our best to keep this top bit normal. So I think we'll just move on to the front now. Let's see if we can get something in this area coming from this vent or intake. This has been the most useful one so far. I want to see, here's another paint splatter. This might not work, but we'll give it a try anyway. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. Actually, let's not see how it goes. It looks hideous. Let's think. I think that's possibly all the paint splatter we need. I'm even starting to question this one. Does it look better without it? Sort of. So, because of that, we might have to make some of these a smidge more complex. Just so I don't get confused with the layering. We'll do that. We'll change this. Which one was this? Oh, I think I need to change this again. Apologies if I'm not talking as much as I was before. It's just sort of thinking these things up as I go. Perhaps this lower than those. Or maybe... no. Just keep it like that. I'm not going to do my circuit board trick with this, I think. Don't think it will quite work. It can be very easy to overdo something like this, make it a bit too complex. There's loads of different ideas and they just not work in the end. So I'm going to try avoiding that. What I think I might do is start working with some more edges again. Let's make this colour so I can see it a bit better. Oh, okay, it's that way, so we'll flip it round so the larger side is that end. Okay, we'll try that, I think. Maybe just this again, because it's on another angle bit. Edge. Do that. Then we'll try and get this section to line up a bit better. Okay, that seems to work. We'll go with that. We could possibly do this. How's that look? Let's... Yeah, we'll go with that. Again, try something on the front. Okay, got that. Now we'll do this. I will adjust the sizes a little bit as I go along. Okay. This again is a very typical Nukeshot sort of trait. It's sort of a stripe down the middle. Something like that. I'm thinking we can do something on the back. Something like that. However, below some of the splatters. Something like that. Just so it gives us a solid colour to work with logos and such. There we go. Although actually, if I do this, move this up over those, move this just so I get rid of the green bits of splatter there. Again, we'll try something this sort of area now, so let's see, what can we do? Oops. Would this be better as a square or a curve? Perhaps. Oh no, if I go that way it'll just bleed through. We're gonna have to try curve, I think. This will probably turn into the longest episode yet of this series, if it isn't already. Okay, we do that. Okay, just begin. Okay, and then actually no, because I didn't notice it was bleeding through again. So we're gonna try something from here. Perhaps use this just to save a bit of time with the scaling. Oh. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Actually, I do have another idea. I'm just going to trial this. If this... oh, no, wrong thing. If this is blue again, or perhaps the orange. Oh, I'm liking the orange for this section actually, so we will probably go for that in the end. Oh, there we go. Adjust that. Delete that. Change this. And now we do this again. Oh bother, did I delete the center stripe there? Oh wait, no. It's just done this weird glitch. Huh. It just randomly appeared there. I'll fix that. Make sure none of that happens to yourselves when making liveries, of course. There's a glitch that I've discovered on a few occasions. Had to re-upload some stuff. Once fixed, it generally stays fixed though. Now I'm thinking, because we had this bit here, I move this down, I move this up to about here or so. So now we have another solid colour for sponsor use. Again, no, I'm not sure about these. I think we can do something a bit better. I do have another idea, which is perhaps make it a bit squarer. Oh bother. Okay, that fixes the scaling. The scaling was flipped because I turned the decal inside out. Yeah, this is looking a bit better. Okay. Continue to make minor adjustments. There. Now I might not include the yellow part because of the sponsor decal I have in mind again. Always best to keep that sort of stuff in mind. I think that might be the base done. Or actually, yeah, I'm gonna do something else here. Normally I do have a stripe that goes from the bonnet that continues not quite all the way down to the back of the car, but to around the end of the roofline. So we're gonna try that here, I think. See if we can match that size roughly to this. I think we've got it. Okay. That and that's as far that side as we can get that. Okay, move this a bit lower again. And now there's just a slight, very, very slight bit that needs changing here. And I think that has done it. Yep, there we go. Keep the bonnet black? I think so. I think it suits the car. Anyway, time for the next step, I believe, which is sponsor decals. So again, believe I've done this on the channel before, but we're gonna do a list of these sort of minor sponsors, or this sort of sill bit. It's another common trait with race cars, they tend to have this. So we're gonna do a normal combination of Recaro, brakes doesn't say, we'll go with Brembo. I think I do have a custom one in here somewhere. Always best to keep your decals organised in folders, by the way. That's sort of how I've laid mine out. Where was it now? Here it is. I think it was a slightly grey, so I'm gonna make sure it's that. Scale it to be just about the same. Okay, there we go. Go into the fictional ones here. I normally go for Maxwell Bannery. It is a super hybrid after all, makes sense. One. Agura clutch, another one. Make sure these are evenly spaced as well. Oh, I think I could use it a bit more that way, yeah. Otherwise it can look a bit weird. And I think one last one, we'll just go with BBS rims. Although these are probably custom designed, but let's just go with it anyway. Normally I do change the rims to BBS center locks anyway, but unfortunately can't on this car. So that is that bit done. You can already see that looks somewhat aesthetically pleasing. Oh, it's on a bit of an edge sill, so I'm going to redo those, but at a better angle, so perhaps about there. Just so it doesn't extend too much. You can't really scale these particular ones like you can with some of the custom ones, or uploaded ones anyway. So you've got to make sure you get this right. Oh, it's being awkward no matter where I put it. Perhaps there. Okay, on to the next. It's starting to look a bit better as we move along. It's just that first initial part of the sill. Okay, I think about there. Make sure that's the right shade again. Go to these. The good thing about the custom ones, of course, you can colour them however you like as well. Or rather the fictional sponsors as opposed to custom ones. Do have some custom ones as well. I'll be getting to in a little bit. Where is it? Here. Okay. There. And one last one. Generally having 5 or 6 is a good enough number to have enough space filled on these. Again, just make sure that they're all sort of scaled. This isn't bleeding through, is it? No, okay. Difficult to tell. Okay, I think that is that bit redone. Now we're gonna start off, I think, with title sponsor, which, if anyone knows Nukeshot Motorsport, will be Atomic Injectables. Of course, from the Speed Racer franchise, fictional sponsor over there. Sort of carried it over. Or do we put it there? Or do we put it a bit further forward? I think further forward. About there, maybe. Okay, so we got the circle size right. Now we gotta get the angle of it right. So I'm thinking we tilt it slightly. About there. Do that. Shout out to Martin Huizen, as I call him. Probably pronounced different, but never mind. For providing me with these custom decals anyway. Very useful to have friends like that. Hello, Splurge, welcome back. And thanks. You are saying that about green, but thanks. I know, a very difficult colour to work with, I suppose. So, another thing I tend to do, of course, bigging up the Nukeshot clan of just me and Mika, but still. There's a fair few of you guys. Those are the drivers that officially got the clan tag anyway. So we've got this logo, I normally put it here. Again, lining it up with some of the things. Yeah, because it's a parallelogram, got to be careful that it doesn't happen. So I'm gonna small it and then move it slightly more this way. There we go. We shouldn't have that issue anymore. Yeah, of course, the front. Get this right. Come on. And it's being a smidge difficult, but manageable. Perhaps if I do that. Nah, it's not working as I want it to. So for this, I'm perhaps going to have to change it up a bit. Oh, I've gone to the collection section by accident. Is that curve enough that way? I don't think so, so I'm going to have to try doing this. Again, this is a scalable one because it's custom, so that's what allows me to change it. I think it's slightly screwed off. There we go. Okay, a bit more vertical. Now, do I do that there or do I do that up here? It's annoying because of these bonnet catchers in the way. Unless I just go all out. I don't know, it's a difficult one to work with. I've not had this issue before. Find a solution around it. We'll see how it looks with a white bonnet. You know what? Not that bad. I'll have to do that. But this will get around that problem. So now we do this again. Again, just make sure we get this skewed properly, nice and lined up at this point. Okay, move it below all that. Oh, one thing that I haven't done actually yet. This is sort of a combination half and half of typical Nukeshot and art car splatter effect. And yes, sorting decals out into sections you can easily find is very, very useful. Wait, why on earth have I skewed the camera? At least I haven't skewed the decal. Okay. Gotta get this right again. The typical Nukeshot design is this sort of triangle point thing. I'm thinking we can scale it up a bit. Yeah. Although, oh, it's going to be awkward again. Let's shorten that. Perhaps. We're getting there. I think I've just about nailed the right size I want. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set these lower than that layer again, make sure it doesn't clash. Do that and then scale this up. Should, yep, fill out. There we go. Okay, that's about the right size. Make sure that is just clipping. Yep. There we go. Now, time for this bit where I use, I think it's this one. Yep. Scale that round, skew it slightly. Okay, and this goes lower than that, but above that. And that's how that bit's done. And now, because we've changed that, we can actually use this section to do the Atomic Injectables primary sponsor properly, with the crest and all. Yeah, it's a bit awkward because of that sort of almost a shark fin, but sort of on the bonnet, which is interesting, by Lexus. Nevertheless, that's that. That sort of tells me you can have something on the front, we'll see. Going to the other section, because I've just noticed something I can do. Of course, this being PlayStation, gotta big up Sony Interactive Entertainment. Make that white. Place that here. Scale it slightly. Oh, it needs to be a little bit more vertical. It's got a bit of an awkward curve to it. Oh, that's sort of turned the camera around as well. Okay, that should be as close as we can get without it catching on anything. Yeah, that'll do. Welcome back, King Roberto. Thanks again. It sort of turned into a half and half of art car with the sort of splatter effect towards the back and typical Nukeshot towards the front. So all parties should be satisfied with that. Unless you don't like green, in which case go away, get out of my life. Don't actually, please stay. I'm so lonely. Nah, I'm fine. There was a bit that was bleeding there onto another layer. Was it this bit? Yes, okay. So that's this. Needs to be adjusted. Always good to fix mistakes while you notice them. We'll do that, and then that bit, yeah. Okay. We just need to increase the width on that a bit, and then lower it, and that saves us using an extra decal for that space. While we're messing around with that sort of area, gonna be adding another typical Nukeshot imaginary sponsor to the car. Let's line this up. Okay. I've just had an idea that we can do for this section. Oh wait, no. We'll do that. Then we'll get one of these. Oh, don't replace. Move. Okay, we'll set this up. This doesn't... Oh, it does as well, doesn't it? Okay, projection area. There we go. That seems to have fixed that. Okay, and now... Oh, no, it's colour I need to change. There we go. again. There we go. That looks nice enough. Gives it a little bit of that extra detail, that juiciness. For here, I normally go for a PlayStation logo. Either that or this is for the players. All depends. I think because of the height of it, if I do PlayStation here perhaps, we'll see how this works. I also change it to this blue. We'll trial it for now. This is very much the same process I have to go through for the majority of the Nukeshot liveries. Yeah, you see that covers a bit more of the height. Scale up a little bit. Does that look okay? It's going to be difficult because of the toe thing on the other side. What I might do instead, I normally have a Yokohama tyres decal in this sort of area, so I'll try that. Again, don't make it look too cramped, but fill enough space. Let's try that. Oh, that is looking nice. That is looking very, very nice. In my own opinion, of course. Oh, I've picked up my own voice then because I heard myself over the stream. I thought I had my phone on mute. Oh. One thing as well. Again, well, there's a lot of one thing as well moments when it comes to this, but it's just me remembering stuff, how I design things. So I'm gonna fit this about there. Before I forget, I should probably add the Nukeshot logos and such to the rear wing. Now, because the end plates are black anyway, that's why I don't use the one with the black triangles extra. Hope this is a decent tutorial as well if anyone else wants to design a Nukeshot-ish livery. It sort of gives you a rough showcase on how to do it from the team owner slash manager. If I hardly manage anything, but it's something. Okay, get this and then make that the blue. Just make sure it doesn't bleed over the end plates like that. You need it to be just off the edges there. I think we can do that possibly, and it'll go to the underneath. I can't quite tell. Anyway, on to the next bit, which is this. Not going to be able to fit Motorsport on here, but this shouldn't be an issue. Nope, that's my stomach. Apologies if that picked up on my mic. being the madman that I am, I've still not eaten today, and it's 6:50 in the afternoon. Evening, rather. Mind you, I was up late last night. It was the Super Bowl, so that's why I didn't really wake up until like 2 p.m. So just need to get this scaled right. Oh, shift it across a bit more this way. There. Actually, just one last thing for the rear wing. Okay, gotta find a point to line this up. There, okay. Because of course the angle does affect how the decals project onto the car. Yes, I can do underneath the rear wing on this particular one. Fantastic. We'll add Sony Interactive Entertainment up there. Now will it... It doesn't. Oh no, it does. Okay. Very slightly. So to fix that, just to be extra safe with this, you want to set it as low as you can while including all of it. And then generally add 1 on top of that. Just in case you're tricked by your own eyes. There we go. And because of that, I'm starting to question whether this should be like that. I will probably keep it like that now, I think. Just so that underneath it's still black, but the top bit is blue. I'm fine. I'm fine, Splurge. I'm managing. Over to the bonnet. Yeah, let's do this again. Oh wait, no, actually, I need to be doing this. I'm going to line up the axis here before I place this to this sort of orange and white line that comes up. Come on, slightly spin it there. And this will allow me to place these slightly easier. Oh wait, no, I've lost it. Where is it? Here. Ah, dear. Shut up, stomach. Okay, that's there. We'll go for this one now. All of these decals, well, the Nukeshot Motorsport ones anyway, can be found on TSR Martin's profile for anyone watching. They're all linked also in our Discord server, which there's a link to in the description of this stream. So be sure to join that if you haven't already. To I'm just scrolling through while I'm talking. To be able to find those a bit easier, and of course to hang out with the rest of our community. Okay, back there. There, and that's the nice contrast to the number thing on the other side. Oh. Over here. Normally have this PlayStation logo here, so I'll see if I can do that. Paint splatter might make it a little bit difficult, or not. That actually works fine. I'll just make it a bit smaller perhaps. Line that up with that, and duplicate on the other side. Yeah, that's fine. So that worked okay. Okay, on to somewhere up here, perhaps. What other custom ones do I have again? I forget. We'll see as we go. PlayStation up here, perhaps. Make it blue. Lower it a bit. Just line it up with whatever I can. There we go. That looks nice enough. Nice. Big logo takes up a lot of space. Ah, perhaps something up here could be of use. Now it's going to be risky, and it might not work. I'm going to try and see if doing this could be an idea. That actually doesn't look that bad. That normally when you put a logo this much on an angle it looks horrific, but this looks okay. Okay, over here. Here. Perhaps one of these? Possibly. Yeah, that works, I think. Actually, no, I've had a better idea. I can do this. I'll do this in the green bit. Make sure it doesn't go through. No, it's fine. Then I'll go down to another "this is for the players." And I'll put it here. I'll just have to get rid of that one green splodge, and it is bleeding through there, so gotta be careful with this. Oh, that was simple enough. You just pull it back all the way to 0. Okay, this, change it to here, and now we use this to cover over that. Make sure it's not near any of the edges. That shouldn't matter if it bleeds through. No, it's fine. Okay, that works. Normally have another BBS logo up here. Big up. Oh, where is it? I keep losing these. Ah, here it is. Come on. I think the brake light's in the way to stop that bleeding through, so that's useful. We can duplicate that on the other side. We'll go to the back, where I'll put one of these here. We'll scale it a little bit, just so it feels more space. Out there. Duplicate And now I normally go for the PlayStation website URL. Oh, no, this one. Oh, I might have to change what the toe thing is, just so I get it a bit more pronounced. Change it to white. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change what the toe thing is, so let's scroll through until we find it. Ah, there. That's why I moved it in the first place when I placed it, but needed moving a little bit more. About there. Should do. Back to the top. Put one of these up here. Now I would normally line it up like that, but that would just look a bit odd from here, so I'm gonna not do that for a change. Okay, we've got that. Now I'm gonna leave that there just as a scale reference while I put this on the other side. Always get your scale right. So it needs to be a bit lower. About there. Probably move it a smidge across, I think, just so it doesn't go over this sort of edge. And that should be fine. Yep. Oh, it changed that. Okay. Next, add this if we can. It could be a bit dicey with these sort of green dots, but we shall be fine. I think, hopefully. Yeah, we should be fine. Acceptable by my standards anyway. Oh, again, it keeps doing that every time I click new. Gonna do another one of these here. There we go. Okay. Now to do something similar, but with where was it again? Keep losing these. I think it's further up. Yeah, here. I have an even better idea actually now. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to skew it. Do that for now. Oh, hold on. It only just clipped an edge. Okay, line that angle so it matches that. Again, just find a line to match things up with. Get this like that. There we go. And now can... Oh. Make sure that's scaled right before we switch over to the Yokohama logo again. Use original. Reset the scale. That's pressing R1, R3 rather, on the controller. Scale this just right. Out there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is starting to come along nicely. Another thing I tend to do is have this up here. Oh, okay, I need to make it a bit smaller then, just so it doesn't catch over. There we go. Okay. And again, back to just making the O a bit larger. Art badge would be better. Yeah, it'd be cool if I had something along that, but it'd have to be another custom decal if that was the case. Which I don't have at my disposal at the moment. So I'm just having to make do with this. Okay. Out there. Okay. Now it's just about extra details. So... Oh, wait. There's something else I normally do, isn't there? One of these. Spin it around. Move to there. How's that gone on to there? Oh, it's done the same over there. Good thing I spotted that. I'll have to redo this very, very slightly. Is that okay? Let's see. Yep, that's fine now. We'll make this a gradient as well, I think. It's another little thing that I tend to do a bit of. Ah, it's being awkward again. We'll just increase that all the way for now. Just until we get this figured out. Changing it to this one and then lowering it again. Moving it, I know it's going all the way up there, but we'll see if we can do something about that. Or actually, it could look quite interesting if done right. If I line that up with that. Oh, notification. Okay, now because of that, I'm going to bring this all the way back down to here. Now, I will be back in just a quick second, guys, so I'm just gonna reset that to there, so when it takes me back, it'll be fine. Yeah, as soon as I get back, I'll be resuming. I'll still keep the stream going. I'll just have the car spinning as it is now, so I will see you in a short while. Okay guys, I am back. Sorry about that short break, but I do now have food on hand, so that is useful. Just gotta wait for it to cool down a bit. So for now, might as well resume with where we left off. Would a GT logo here work? I forget what I normally have in this area. I'm gonna have to look this up for reference on my phone. Hold on. Ah, okay. Oh, no, get off Discord. Okay, back to the stream. There we go. So, what I normally have in this area is I have one of these. Now I'm gonna flip this here. I'm gonna use original colour so we get some of the blue in there as well. Just try and squeeze it in as much as we can. There we go. Just that extra little bit of detail. And I think I'm gonna add Sony logo out here or so. Then, not far off now, I'd imagine. It's just very small, meticulous details again. Maybe I will go for the circuit board. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so for this, I'm going to angle it right at this sort of corner angle. That's generally how it looks best. And then I have a very useful circuit board overlay here that I use. So we're going to keep that black for now just so I can line things up a bit easier. For now, I'm going to skew it so it looks somewhat vertical here. Okay, it's another difficult car to work with these sort of things, however, we can do it. Make sure that's set to 10 again. Just trying to get this bit sorted. Yep, okay. We'll move this along. This bit joins to here. Just a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. And then eventually you should be able to get our way to the very back. In theory. Although we might not. Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting. see how this works. Now that you got that base pattern lined up, we're going to move it all the way to the bottom. Move the rest as well. And one more. Move it down. There we go. Okay, now we change its colour. So I normally go for this, just so it's still white. However, it's very subtle, and it, because of the pearlescent I go for, it changes the amount of visibility of it depending on the angle you look at it. Like here, for example, it's a lot more prominent than on that side. So that's the logic behind that. And again, it just adds another little extra bit of detail. Right. I'll have to figure that out. That bit gets figured out first, I think, before I do anything else crazy. Was it here? Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm gonna hide layer. Oh wait, no, that's the one I need to show, so hide that layer. Scale this down slightly, I think. Lower it, maybe. Okay, show, and then place, move this, scale this. Perhaps it'd actually look a bit better, sharper, we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll try that. So you might be thinking, why am I doing this because it doesn't match the pearlescent? Well, that doesn't particularly matter too much. I have done it on other liveries before, similar to this, so it's not too much of an issue. I've just lost where it was again. Here, no. It was further down, wasn't it? Just trying to figure out with my layers again. Ogres have layers, onions have layers, liveries have layers. It wasn't this far down, surely. Maybe it was further up then. No? Oh, was it here? Yeah, okay. That makes sense now. Okay, so this needs to be changed in dimensions slightly. had another idea. What if I made this the blue? Oh, that. Oh, I'm liking this. This is very nice. Yes, there we go. And we still have that bit that's crossing over itself, but... Perhaps we can do something about that minor. Oh, it's over here, okay. Yeah, that works. Now we've got to make sure the rest of these connect. Oh wait, hold on. What the glitch? Okay, there we go. Yep, those are all fine now. So now it's bits like that that just need to be finished. I should really find myself a better decal for this so that I don't have to make multiple of them. But this works for now. Again, this process gets done on pretty much every Nukeshot livery. Okay, that one should be done. Now to this angle, where generally what I do just to simplify this is I just join them up like this. And there is a little bit of that splatter there, but I'm allowing it again as part of the design. And actually that helps cover that one up quite nicely, so line this. That was one of the simpler ones to do, I'd say. Normally it's a bit more complicated with that, with a few more circles. But no, that's worked fine. I've had another thought. Just because of that sort of awkward space that's left, possibly a very small Lexus logo. Again, this is how I organise my brand logos into the various regions. What's that? That's Mitsubishi. Okay, just need to load. Right, Lexus here. There we go. Wait a sec. Okay, let's see if we can find it on the other side. Perhaps it's going to be easier with the shading effects and stuff to work this side and then duplicate to the other. Further improvisation. I think we've got to skew this one slightly just to get it to work. down before I forget. Change the colour. Do that. Yeah, you can see it's almost invisible. From this angle it's a bit better. But nevertheless, that solves that. That was just these ones. Let's see what we can do. Well, for a start, this circle needs completing. We'll do that quite quick. Then we'll work with that. And one last one. Shrink it a bit further. There we go. Now we just need to work with lines again. So that one's fine. This one I'll probably just... oh. Rather use that one, I think. Yeah, this one I'll probably just join like so. Connect that up. Oh, scale a little bit there. Okay. Now for this one, I'm gonna have to do something a bit more complex. I'm gonna have to bring it this way. And make it vertical. And then a final horizontal just to connect it like that. And I think that might be all of the circuit board connected up. That bit's through there. Yeah, I think so. So that went a lot better than expected. Again, hope that's a nice insight as to how I do things anyway. What else can I add? So, a logo of sorts there, perhaps. So, we'll work with this. I think I have an idea. Zero Racing Apparel. Have that out there. Maybe a bit lower. Or maybe here. Oh, yes, here. Here works. Maybe slightly more angled on it. There we go. Looking around to see if I can find anything. Side mirror. Something that's very easily forgotten. unfortunately some cars the side mirror thing doesn't actually line up that well. So let's hope that this is not the case with this car. Actually, I think if we have PlayStation text on the side here, this sort of bit, yeah, that looks nice. Okay, hopefully it works. Yes, it works. And then, oh, come on, controls. Then we have PlayStation logo here. Something like that anyway. Yeah, that looks good. Might make this bottom bit just black, just like so. Keep it just one decal, no need to overcomplicate things. Ah, the paint splatter. Right, okay. I need to fix that. I will fix that very shortly. For now, let's just do that. Lower this in the list. Hey, it's slightly different, Myth. Nice of you to be joining me on stream. Yeah, it's sort of a half art car with the splatter design on the side and more traditional Nukeshot on the front. It's getting there. Okay, I need to find out which ones I use on the back. Here. Okay. Yeah, as I suspected. Change the angle, and it should feed onto that side. Yep. That's why you always make sure when you're near edges and stuff that the angle limit is adjusted appropriately. Oh. Okay, and that should be, yep, fixed. Scroll back up the list. What else? You know what we could do? Just for the sake of it. It's a super hybrid, of course. Why not add an LMP1 decal thing? Or actually, because it's the NES, I think CJ made some of his own. Yep, here. Add that here. I think. Can we fit it in like so? Just about. No, it's either there or here. And I liked it where it was before, I think, so we're going to keep it there. There we go. Got any times for... I think you mean tips. Tip number 1, watch the stream from the beginning. Tip number 2, watch the rest of the series. And you'll eventually find out how I use the various tools and stuff. I've been using them throughout this stream. So yeah, that should be of use. Put that there. Perhaps for branding purposes or manufacturer purposes, I had a Lexus logo like that somewhere here. Or here perhaps. Yeah, that works. Just space filling now. Actually no, that needs to be at more of an angle. There we go. And I think that adding Lexus logo on the front bit here could be of use as well. I'm just gonna adjust this, try and get it so it curves as much as we can. Come on, there we go. Yep. Hey, this is the first livery I've done that involves green, I think, so don't worry, it's not too horrific to watch the entire series, man. Not that it was horrific anyway, because green is a majestic colour. I think that might be it. Possibly. Yeah, that sort of area is bothering me slightly. I'm gonna modify it a bit. Scroll down. Where was it? Okay, it wasn't any of those. It was... okay, it was this. I'm gonna adjust this. Okay, one below. Do this. Of course, Mythical, who's in the chat right now, he does have his own sort of livery workshop-esque series that he does, so anyone watching, be sure to check him out as well on his own channel. You're free to big yourself up in chat if you like me. Yeah, this just fills space in a bit more. Okay, that does that, and that fills that space just a little bit better. I'm just going to do a quick check to see if there's anything off of my theme liveries that I've missed. for this. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm done. I'm quite happy with how this turned out in the end. So, that was Zokeo's guide to making liveries for super hybrids. I hope you have enjoyed the stream so far. I mean, well, I say so far. I hope you've enjoyed the stream in general. It's been interesting to work on. This car will be uploaded not too long from now. Hope this provides a nice guide on what to do with these very unique concept cars that are very interesting in terms of racing as well. Definitely, I'd personally recommend that. But until next time on Livery Workshop, which will probably be 5 years down the road, knowing my upload schedule, but hopefully not. Yeah, we'll have to see what comes up in the future, but until next time anyway, this has been Zokeo on Nukeshot Media. Hope you've enjoyed and hope to see you next time.